iPhone and Android users, we have a free app. Download it today. andrewhogue.com.
On the audio, you can hear me nice and clear.
Maybe all the Australian dates, maybe
Yeah,
since the
Rise
beginning.
92.
Yeah, 92, yeah.
And
That's amazing.
I have distinct memories dragging you out of a bar in St Kilda. I know in Sydney because I was really drunk. And you were like, "You want to go back?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm fucked." And then you end up putting us up in your hotel that evening because we were like 50 kilometers away from a friend's place. And the next day we did a bit of sightseeing and then didn't reunite till
good old days. Yeah,
ALCD
great
94
memories.
tour.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely good memories.
And it's
But
always good to be back.
With the return. So,
Yeah.
like I said, there's so much to cover, but we've got so little time. Where do I start? I mean, I guess one thing I definitely have noticed in interviews with you over the last several years of just your incredible self-awareness, not just in the creative space of making music, especially with Sepultura. I mean, I believe you're making some of the best music ever. The Quadra album is stunning. It's incredible. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, it kind of stalled its time until that passed, which is great because we at least get to see it very soon at the Good Things Festival. But just your awareness about life in general. Of course, condolences to you and the family for the passing of your wife, Patricia. I'm just curious about where has this been something that's been a part of your life over the years? Because like I said, it hasn't really come out in interviews over the last several, decades until I've just noticed a lot more of that coming from you recently, I guess in the last several years. I know we go through things, but just tell us a bit about where that has sort of come from with your own self-growth. I know it's kind of not music related, but it kind of is. Talk.
Yeah, everything in my life it's music related.
Yeah.
It's been a part of my life since very early, since I was born. Actually, my family was very musical, not in a professional level, but listening to music. My mom could play a little accordion. My grandma, I started music with my grandma's acoustic guitar. She used to sing like folk songs from Austria and Germany and Slovenia. And so music was, and plus Brazil is a very musical country, so but I don't know, I think for me, I, I'm here because of music, really. It was never because of fame or to grab girls or to drive fast cars and all that stuff. I'm here because I love what I do, and something that I always remind myself, it's where I came from, a garage. I mean, dreaming about to play in a concert or to record an album, to have a band logo and stuff like that. I went to school and of course dreaming and writing and drawing, Kiss figures and dreaming about my own bands and stuff, and here I am because I really, believe that I could do it and we were possible, and I prepare myself, I study music and I try to find the best partners, and Sepultura came into my life in a very special moment, which I didn't know what to do. My band in Brazil was not really, working and school was scrap. I didn't have a girlfriend. It was horrible. And then Sepultura came and everything started to fall in place, and I found guys like with Max, Igor, and Paulo that have the same, urge or the same aim and the same goals and the same objective, and we did what we did together, and of course the changes with Max leaving, not only the singer, but we lost management, we lost the label, basically, we lost the music producers of the album, we lost everything, and that's why we are here today now, stronger than ever, because we learn how to deal with our shit.
Yeah.
Excuse the word, but we faced our problems, we challenged by them, and we learn how to deal with business. We learn how to fix all the economical problems and to build a very strong company that we have today. And I'm very thankful that we went through all of that. I wouldn't change anything. you
Yeah,
know,
because
in my
I
life,
it's interesting with
including my personal stuff, you know.
yeah, I mean, when we're tested with adversity, that's kind of the real make or break for some people, and some people just can't deal with it. And again,
That's where you know yourself and the people
yep,
around you. You know, that's exactly the type of situation that people are really truthful, and you really know who they are and who I am. You know, you learn about yourself a lot, and then you have new possibilities and new ways to grow. You know, so and art in general is fantastic because you know you can express yourself through music and to lyrics and to the concerts and stuff, and it's very healthy, you know, to deal with your ghosts and your you know stuff in your mind. And um, a lot of people, you know, listen to music to, you know, to try to deal with their things, you know, and we have this privilege to be musicians, you know, so definitely helps.
yeah, and like I said about dealing with adversity, it's a true testament to not only some of the best stuff Sepultura has released, but just to go through that would have definitely put a lot of people. I mean, we've seen bands fold after a certain member leaves. They realize they can't carry on without them, or they've just lost the fire. But like I said, massive respect for continuing on as you haven't, like I said, still making, I think, some of the best Sepultura music ever. I know there's
I
always
agree.
been this divided thing between the past Sepultura with the Cavalera brothers and yourself. We hear it all the time in interviews. It is a boring topic. And it's almost similar to, I guess, the Bon Scott, Brian Johnson era. Some people prefer that, others prefer this. I think it's a bit of a loss for a lot of fans who are stuck in the old sort of past. I know we have our favorite eras, and that's totally fine, but to be so
Sure.
closed off is, I think, sort of a
Yeah,
loss.
but
You
it's
know,
it's their problem, you know. They're missing out life. They're, you know, I mean, they're missing out to this kind of people. They are locked in certain, you know, blocks of their past, you know. They're missing out the present, you know, the challenge to know themselves better, to put themselves in situations, the out of the comfort zone, you know, which
100%.
is the worst that an artist can have. You know, you always have to be challenged by adversities or you know goals or aims or dreams. You
I
know, we
mean,
had a lot of
even
dreams.
yeah, and again, even with the Cavalera era of Sepultura, you guys, the band was always breaking barriers. You went from Arise, which was just balls out thrash, and Chaos AD was so groove orientated. Everyone was like, "What happened?" You know, and then Roots was so experimental, and people were like, "What's going on?" And then again, fast forward, all the other records post Cavalera are still always challenging in a positive way to listen to. So, do you
Yeah.
always just, like I said about your awareness, is always present focused and something to move forward with? How did you align the other guys in the band to sort of stay in that mode? Because I know you're the sort of main visionary of the group from my perspective of current day Sepultura. Is Paulo and them sort of aligned in that respect, or just, yeah, I'll play whatever, man, no problem?
No, I mean, you know, every album we start, I make sure that we have a goal, a direction. You know, so we start with a topic, with you know, like a thematic that we will build the album around that thematic. You know, so I talk to everyone and explain my ideas. You know, okay, it's time that we have to think about the new album. I have this idea for Quadra, instance. I wrote something, you know, what I had in my mind about numerology, you know, about algorithms, and that's where my beginning that Quadra came out about that. You know, I found a book Quadrivium that helped me a lot, you know, to divide Quadra in 4 parts, and you know, do more trash and do more groovy and then more technical and more melodic, you know. And as soon as everybody understood the possibility and everybody bought the idea, all the rest was just a consequence of that.
Yep.
You know, it's not about forcing anyone to go to a direction without knowing what's happening. That's not art. I mean, you know, a starting point is a starting point, but then everyone comes and make that possible. Up to the very end on James Baldwin in the studio was crucial changes for everything to be the way it was on Quadra, and Machine Messiah was also fundamental for Quadra, because it was a consequence, was
Yeah.
a continuation. Same studio, same producer, some stuff that we didn't write, we did wrong or whatever. We wanted to change, we changed for Quadra, and it was an amazing experience. And so everybody has to be on the same boat, otherwise it wouldn't work. So I guess my argument was good enough for them
Yeah, of
to
course.
understand, and really to grab and do everybody together.
Now let's talk a bit about live performances. And like I said, I've watched your career for, man, it's crazy to say 3 decades and longer than that, and always put on a stunning performance. And I've just, of course, the headbanging and the movement. I mean, you've got your own style, which I've always loved. And I just look at a lot of bands today, and I just think there's a lot of energy that's lacking. I mean, I know people want to play the technical stuff and they kind of have to sit there and look at the fretboard, but you've got definitely more of a free-flowing, fluid approach, especially
Oh, yeah.
after these sort of years. So what do you like to see out of artists when you go to a local show? Do you like to see aggressive players, or are you happy to watch the ones who just stand like, what's the dude from Ian Hill from Judas Priest? He's concrete shoes. He's in one spot and he doesn't move.
He's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change Ian Hill for nothing.
Of course.
I mean, it's all a part of a big building called Judas Priest. He's a part of what he does. It's perfect. And it's not about technique. It's not about headbanging. It's not about staying still. It's about truthfulness. You have to be truth about yourself. You have to be comfortable. You have to be telling a story, sending a message. And it doesn't matter how you're going to do that. You just have to be truthful to yourself, and then people will relate to that naturally. I came to see, for instance, like the Police, when they came back and stuff. It was so disappointing. Of course, it was great to see them play but they were not connected. They were just doing for whatever reasons. I'm not judging, but it is what it is. Was no connection, was no passion, was no admiration between themselves and stuff. And that's that's very hollow. It's shallow. I don't know. It's empty.
I felt
So
the
it
same
was
way.
in deception, to see that.
I saw Motley Crue and Def Leppard a couple of nights ago, and I felt the same with Motley Crue. Of course, I grew up with them as well, and there was like, where's the connection with these guys? Everyone was playing their parts, but there just wasn't that thing. And Def Leppard came on and just wiped them. It's just like, you could tell they all wanted to be there. They all liked each other. They all got along. I think people can see that. Audiences can see that.
I wanted to enjoy myself. I mean, I always try to remember where I came from, the garage, playing with the friends, dreaming about to travel the world and to record an album and stuff. And now that I do all of that, I'm going to act like an idiot. It's like, that makes no sense to me. I'm there to jam, every day. It's a blessing, that I'm on stage. I'm very thankful for everything, because it's amazing. The Sepultura story, it's something else. It's something amazing. And I'm so happy that I'm a part of it, and I'm still a part of it, building new chapters every day, for Sepultura, together with Eloy and Derek and Paulo nowadays, and we love each other, man. I mean, we go to dinner together. We have the same dressing room. We travel together. We don't have this bullshit of separation, and I'm bigger than you are, and I'm more important than you are. I mean, that makes no sense when you have a band. Each one have a big part of it, and let's respect that, enjoy ourselves together. What's the problem? I really praise for I mean, it's really hard to be away from home, away from the family, and be on the road and be miserable on the road. I don't see a point, and I went through that, believe me. I mean, with the Cavaleras, the very last years and stuff was very difficult, because everything was very weird, weird concepts of what tour should be, or what music should be, or what we were doing together and stuff, or not doing together, but nowadays, dude, we have a fantastic crew that you know, we have a fantastic band, managers, the label and stuff. I mean, it's so cool, you know, to work with people that you can look into the eyes and really work without
Yep.
fucking drama and, you know, all the Mexican telenovela kind of vibes, you know.
Yeah,
I
of
mean, let's
course.
be more enjoy ourselves, and that's what we have today. That's why we are recording a live album. We are recording a live album to celebrate 40 years of Sepultura next year, because we are in our best momentum, you know. We enjoy to jam together. We are playing better than ever. We quit alcohol. I don't drink anymore. Paulo doesn't drink anymore. Derek doesn't drink anymore. We feel at the top of our game, man, you know. So it's great. I mean, it's one of the best times to be alive in Sepultura. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
props to you.
It's
And of course, health is
feeling.
wealth when we look at how long bands like yourselves have been around for, and we see other artists who are just literally falling apart, and you just think, man, we do have choices in how we look after ourselves as best we can, because as we discussed off air, we're all going to hit the ground eventually, and why not try and go the distance as long and as healthy as we can? So good work for you guys and the rest of the camp.
Cheers, man. Yeah, and we feel great, and very excited to be back in Australia, of course, with this amazing festival, which is so diverse. You know, the lineup is insane, and I'm very happy and glad that Sepultura is a part of it. You know, to represent our battle with Brazilian twist
Yeah, of
among
course.
so many different bands. You know, it's going to be amazing.
Well, let's check out the tour dates for the side shows you guys are doing. You're playing on Sunday, the 26th of November at the Metropolis in Fremantle in Perth. Tuesday, the 28th at the Gov in Adelaide. Wednesday, the 29th at Max Watts in Melbourne. And Monday, the 4th at the Princess Theatre in Brisbane. And, of course, catch you at the Good Things Festival. I always ask artists, especially ones that have been around as long as you have, and there's not a lot, which is, you know, saying a lot for your, you know, staying power and, you know, longevity. So we can get you to choose your favorite song from Quadra. Man, this is a tough one. I'll say we'll go two of your favorite songs from another sort of the other eras of Sepultura, other records, past one, well, up to you. And just something off a project that you've been a part of. Actually, Savage Lands, really quickly. I really dig that new tune. So is that something that's going to be more of that in the future?
I hope so. Yeah, Dirk from Megadeth approached me with the idea and the project. I thought was amazing, and I was a part of it. And hopefully we can do more. It's all really to help the forest in Costa Rica, you know, and it's really working. The guys have an amazing project, an amazing movement there, and I'm very glad to be a part of it, doing what we do, you know, jamming and bring awareness around the world that something can be done to protect, you know, the place
Absolutely.
there.
Well,
Yeah, we can.
I'll throw that song in. We'll throw that song in. So one song of Quadra and two of your favorite Sepultura songs, I guess, of all time that you still love to play, whether studio or just listening. And I'll throw in the Savage Land as well.
But I'm gonna say "Agony of Defeat" from Quadra.
Yep.
It's a song that I love to play live. It's a very, you know, enigmatic song and stuff. What else? I think I'm gonna put it, I don't know, a good classic there, like Biotech's Godzilla.
Yep.
It's a very hardcore song with Jello Biafra. I love that Kennedy. It was really cool to work together with him, and such a special album like Chaos AD. And we can put something, I don't know, Sepul Nation. It's a very special album in our career. It's our last album with Roadrunner. It's an album that really helped Sepultura to move on, you know, after Against and all the difficult times and stuff. Nation was a little more easier to put together, and it gave the future for Sepultura, you know. And Sepul Nation, it's you guys, you know. We love you.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much, Andreas. I can't wait to connect with you at the Good Things Festival in Melbourne in the coming weeks, and travel safe, and look forward to reconnecting as always.
See you soon, man.